I know his missus from the shop, and every time I see him and I see her, and I'm like, bro, because she's such a lovely person. Lovely person.
She puts up with me, so...
And she puts up with him. Listen, bro, you can't afford to lose that, bro. No one else.
I have to admit, she's one of the first girls that I got with in my career. I've been cutting hair for 20 years, and I had previous relationships before her, and everyone always said, "Oh, you're a workaholic. You put your work before your job. You put work before me.
Yeah.
You're always at work. You don't have time for me." She was the first, and I just every time I heard that, I didn't want to know. I was more and more pushed away to work when girls were saying that. She was the first girl that ever understood. I like the way you work. I like your work ethic. I like you. So I thought, oh, okay. I think that's why it worked between me and her at the beginning, because she liked it, respected it. She was attracted to it.
That's cool. I think that's nice.
Yeah. So
you still have to find balance though, but
100%. I do need to find balance. I do. I know.
Oh, you do? I thought you meant I do as in I do find the balance.
No, I don't. All I'm doing is work.
Bro, I'm saying it from a side where I know I need to find balance, but I have the luxury of not living with partner. Yeah. Like, it's international. So for me, it's like I can afford to work, and in the times I'm doing that, I'm not affecting the time that's spent. Normally I'm on the phone at the time, but I guess I'm saying it from the aspect of I know when I've been in situations with somebody who does not appreciate the level of work I'm doing, like what you've said before, it's jarring. It makes you want to work more. Makes you want to go, you know what? I remember being made to feel that I worked too much during a time where we needed to because pandemic was going on, or during a time where I have to work because I've got to pay this off. Or so anytime I feel like that, where someone's not understanding just how rough things are, maybe because I haven't explained it enough, or maybe because I haven't, you haven't listened. Either way, like, are you going to pick this slack up? No. Well, I'm going to do that. And if I do that, I kind of need you to understand and respect that. If you don't, then I'm just going to go and do it so you can see what gets done.
I feel like your partner should be your biggest cheerleader. She should be cheering you on.
I think both ways. Definitely both ways. Definitely both ways. Yeah. It should be your biggest cheerleader. I think your kids should be your biggest reason, and your partner should be your biggest supporter. So your kids, you look at them and go, I'm doing this because I want you guys to not have to, but have the option to do when you're older. Like, you want to influence them to be able to work, but also give them a head start in life that maybe you didn't get. But then also your partner should be the one who supports you being able to do that because they can see what it is you're trying to build. And I think that is fantastic when you have that.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than, I mean, already I have the guilt of working all the time. It's not because I want to, because I have to. I've got a family to support, a business to run. I do feel a little bit like I do work a lot more than I should do. But if my other half made me feel more guilty about that, I don't know how to feel. But she encourages it. She knows if I come home earlier, I'm in a bad mood. She'll like just go back.
Oh, you're like that?
I was telling Sam earlier. It's like I can't go home and like say if I finish at 5 or 6 and I have a whole evening, like right, let's watch Netflix or let's watch a film. I'm on edge. I'm like I can't relax.
I'm the same.
And she picks up on that and she's like, Mick, go gym, go back to work. If she already knows I don't feel satisfied in my day because I could have made more money, or I could have done this right, or I could have done that.
Oh, bro.
So she sees that and she's like, I can't enjoy the version of you because you can't relax. So go do what you need to do. Go leave the house. Go do another haircut. Go do whatever you need to do. Then come back. And when I feel more satisfied, that's when I feel like I can appreciate my time with her.
You need to, bro, as much as she's right to kind of push you to go and work, you have to learn how to stop. Even I remember seeing a post saying, I may have saved it on my Instagram. I'm going to try and not look for it. But it was basically all these people in the Bible that all took days to rest, right? Even God took a day to rest, right? You need to learn how to do that.
Why?
Oh, bro, like, rest is not just about you stopping work. It's about you being able to recover so you can get back to work effectively.
Do you know when that happens? I realised that happened to me during Christmas and New Year. I got ill. And I know when I just go, my body goes and shuts down.
Yeah, immunity shuts.
And my body goes, who the fuck are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's like New Year's Eve. I woke up with the worst tonsillitis. I had hot, cold sweats. I felt like shit. And I'm the type of person, when I'm ill, I don't like to admit it. I like to, no, I'm all right. I keep going.
Yeah.
That morning was the first time in my career I was like, I have to cancel clients. I cannot go in. I can't physically go work today.
Yeah.
Because I feel, my body's just like, who you kidding?
You were supposed to come here. You couldn't, like, the next day, and you still were like, I can't.
Well, I did. I got up New Year's because I can't let people down. It's New Year's Eve. People they're booked for a reason.
Yeah.
This is their last day to get a haircut. There's going to be no chance of them getting a haircut today. So I went in. First client, you've been drinking last night. So I'm just ill.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. So again, when it comes to things like that, when I when I push my body so much, my body just shuts down.
Yeah.
And I think that's the time to rest. That's in my mind.
I've done
I need
that.
to stay in bed.
Bro,
I'm going to rest. I'm going to recover. Then I'm going to go
Bro, I've been in hospital because of things like that, where I overdo it, and then all of a sudden my body goes no. And then I try to go out, just a few hours sleep, get up, go again. And I'm out and about and I've dropped because I haven't rested. And my mind is telling me, you can't do this.
I feel mad guilty resting.
This is why I say you need to do therapy.
I don't.
You do. Okay. You do. If you tell yourself that I feel guilty resting, I've been there, bro. Part of resting.
But why is it a bad thing?
Why is it a bad thing?
Yeah,
because for your body to function at its peak, like optimal performance, when you are in work mode, it has to like sit down, stop, and recharge accordingly. If you car batteries. So I see this is how bougie I am. I'm talking car battery. I could say phone batteries, like everybody has an electric car. Sorry, phone batteries. If you keep running your phone battery and like charging it to 50%, running it down to 0 to 50, run it down to 0, the battery health reduces a lot quicker because it doesn't give it.
It's still working.
No, it doesn't work properly. But bro, it wears itself down a lot quicker. You get problems. It doesn't hold charge properly. It reduces. Sometimes the battery overheats and your phone has to stop because the battery discharges too quick.
I get what you said and I appreciate it. I physically can't though. When I tell myself I need a rest day,
yeah.
You spend a day in my house. Ask my missus what I'm like. I cannot rest. I can't switch off.
That's a problem.
You feel like when you're talking to me, I'm talking to someone else because my mind is elsewhere while I'm trying to rest.
I still have that, but I acknowledge that that's a problem, bro. I told this to Trudge. Them games that we had a quick game session on while we were getting the battery to charge and stuff.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. I bought that, Spider-Man 2, and I bought like 3 or 4 Switch games.
Remember you say you never played them.
Bro, I bought it before I went to Egypt.
Yeah, you never played them.
I only played them this year.
Yeah.
And I went to Egypt end of October. And the reason that was because every time I come home, I'm thinking, I need to do some work. And then I do work until like 3, 4 in the morning.
Get off when you do have like a day off. If you did get offered work, when you do it?
I take it. I do. But if I'm not all the time. 90% of the time I do because the position I'm in right now, I can't afford to say no. I got bills and debts that I'm right at the end of clearing, which allow me to be so comfortable moving forward, right? But I'm doing that so when I get comfortable, I don't then fill my time with more work, is that I can slow down even further. I have to learn how to slow down. Bro, I took a sabbatical 8 months at the beginning of the year. You know this already. I took a break from comedy. I only did gigs that would allow me to pay my bills, but I needed to slow down because I started to hate doing comedy. Not because I hated comedy itself, but I felt like my place in it was just me churning over work all the time, but not elevating.
Did you feel your performance level? You wasn't as creative. You wasn't as good.
I was emotionally, mentally exhausted within the field. And there is an emotional element to it because there is a love for comedy, making people laugh. How I process people's validation of my comedy, how I'm able to deliver material from an authentic place of either good, bad, happy, sad, which is part of the performance. I was drained of all of that because I didn't like comedy. I took the break, January the 1st, all the way up to September the 4th. It's 8 months. I took gigs that would pay my bills, but I was strategic. And at other times I said, let me fill my time with almost finding myself and making that a job. So going to travel back and forth to the States, to Canada, doing parts of Europe, all of the stuff that I wanted to do that allowed me to work in those places, but also to not just be a part of the wheel that's going and not be able to stop and go, what am I doing in this?
Do you find when you're up there though, you're on stage and you've got everyone laughing at you and you're up there and you're traveling.
Yeah.
When you finally stop, then you feel like you're on a come down and you feel a little bit, not depressed, but a little bit like,
I think that's
1 minute up in the clouds and next minute you're down here.
I think that's a normal thing because it's more the adrenaline rush of having to control a crowd being on stage, right? And then making people laugh, process their validation without it getting to your head, but also accept that you're doing well. The come down's natural. But letting the come down be such an impactful thing that you go up and then you drop down and that becomes your routine when you're performing, that chemical difference or imbalance has an effect on your mood long term. So you have to be able to have the tools to process that and either slowly come down. Like we spoke about in the main episode, the person who was super hot and then had cold water and then passed away because physiologically the body just couldn't handle going from being super hot to ice cold water. It's the same with your emotions and with your mental state as well. You go from going on the go to, all right, step out the venue and go, that has an effect.
But I'm in my worst moods when I stop. When I stop, I'm not in a good mood.
And I think if you're not in a good mood when you stop, where your body still needs to, like you need to sleep, rest, eat, etc., that's where I would say speak to someone. It doesn't have to be. I'm not even saying you need therapy as a counselor, because I know how you feel about therapy. I know how you feel about therapy, but there is something there you need to process, because if you're not in a good mood, where you have to stop at some point, your body has to go, I need to stop and slow down and take a breather. You knowing that puts you in a bad place means what your body naturally needs at some point to slow down mentally affects you in a way negatively, where actually you're going to have to do that at some point, or you exhaust yourself to remain in a good place, but your body then suffers.
But I feel more satisfied. Say if I feel my worst and I've woken up and I feel like shit. Like, you know when I said New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
I felt like shit. Right? I hated being there. I didn't want to be there. I found it very hard to talk to clients.
Yeah.
But the satisfactory, how I felt afterwards at the end of the day, and I was like, do you know what? I was feeling crap. Anyone else would have woke up and cancelled their clients.
Yeah.
In my mindset, it was like, I did it. No matter how I felt, I did it. But the satisfactory after that day when it finished, I felt great. But mentally, I was like, I did it.
But physically, you were exhausted.
Yeah, I was fucked.
You mashed yourself up. Have you seen?
I was in bed for 24 hours after that. I was like, yeah, that's it.
But that's the crazy bit, is that you were willing to put yourself through more damage, so mentally you felt good, which I understand is important. But if you have to put yourself through more physical damage to get your mental state good, there is something there that needs to be managed and checked, because you can't keep doing that for the rest of your life. Have you seen the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke? Look what happened at the end. Like, the idea is that he died in the ring, right?
Wasn't he on like mad drugs?
Mad drugs, because the pain he was putting himself through continuing wrestling was damaging his body.
Same as Elvis. I was talking about that Elvis film.
And Elvis as well.
Same thing as well. He was performing every single night, draining himself, and that's when he had to take drugs and keep himself going.
This is it.
Because the way he was. But I think I'm mentally strong. It's like people turn to alcohol and drugs and weed. Work is my drug. I feel a massive dope, like I'm high when I'm working. You can see me sometimes. I'm in a really good mood. When I stop, I'm not. I don't feel like
I'm... Any drug, anything that you have to rely on to get you to a good place or a positive place, whether it be work, whether it be actual drugs, alcohol, social media, other people's validation, the fact that that's needed to get you to a good place is why I say you need to speak to someone, because you shouldn't lean so heavy into something to have to give you happiness, where just being still then makes you feel depressed. That's running away from...
No, I disagree. I don't think I need to talk to someone, because when I do stop, I feel... It's not like... When I stop, I feel... I don't know, the self-achievement of working, I feel happy with myself, and I feel like I'm doing the right thing. You know, in your mind, you feel like I'm doing the right thing. I should be working. I should be doing this. I should be supporting my family. In my mind, I'm like, do I need to sit down and stop? Because if it's not the best version of me, if no one's getting the best version, my missus is not getting the best version of me, my kids ain't, then why am I stopping?
But bro, your absence
I'd rather them get a good 2-3 hours of my best version of me than a whole day off being a miserable bastard.
Okay. So...
that's not a nice person to be around.
All right. Just to touch on the best version of you, your absence... your absence is also not the best version of you if you're at work.
I do. Me and my missus get on so much more when I'm away.
That's because you don't have the opportunity to argue.
When I'm at home, we bicker all the time and we're in each other's faces. But when I'm away, I miss you too. I love you too. Keep going, babe. Yeah, it's all right. As a kid,
so
I think our relationship's better.
What does that say?
You have a long distance relationship, right?
Yeah.
How often do you argue?
When we're long distance?
Yeah.
A lot.
Do you?
Do you know why?
Because the frustration of not seeing each other.
That's why. We're the other way around. I would but when we're in each other's company, rarely. Rarely. In fact, I get along with... We don't have to do anything in each other's company. We could just chill. But that bit is beautiful. One, because we have that long distance, we come together. But two, I don't need her to do anything in those moments apart from just be yourself. And it's nice to be able to feel that your presence is there. But the long distance is frustrating because I'm now working towards when are we next going to see each other? And sometimes, because of the way I operate, which is get the work done, this is a task, complete this task, this is what needs to be saved, book this flight, find this time, because I'm doing all of that. And sometimes she's not that way inclined thinking. Hers is a little different, where they're very, very traditional roles in terms of she'd be the person who can like do the caring, loving, mothering, household roles, where I'd be the person who's very much militantly getting stuff done, disciplinarian in that sense. Because of that, when we're distant, that's where we clash a bit more. The communication breaks down. But when we're together, it works because it's like, to walk, you need two legs. This leg is disciplinarian. This leg is the more caring, mothering, loving role. When we're separate, we're both hopping along. When we're together, it's teamwork. You manage one side, I manage another side, and we can get things moving. That's how that works at times. With you, though, when you're saying that you're away from her, and that's when you lot get along the most, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not going to knock your relationship. But I think when you say you're at your happiest when you're working, when you stop and just spend time to chill, and you got the kids, you got the missus, bro, there's going to be a time where you can't work. You're going to have to slow down. You're going to have to take breaks. You have to do holidays. You're going to have to retire at some point.
That's when I'll enjoy it.
But you can't wait that long until that happens.
Now, my prime, I'm working for them, though. I do want a better life with them and for them. That's my end goal. Is that I do want a life where financial freedom is,
oh, bro, we all want that.
We all want that.
We all want that, defo. I'm not arguing.
We might not get there. We run ourselves
but
to the ground.
At least we do what we can to get there. And obviously, if you run yourself to the ground and you damage yourself beforehand, that's bad. But give yourself a fair chance where you don't, like, let's be 100% clear. You don't want to let down your clients, but on the same side, you should not let down yourself and your health. Do you see what I'm saying?
But I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. And on the outside, of someone's like, yeah, you need to slow down. I was like, but the one comment I hate, one comment I can't stand when people say it.
Go on.
Don't work so hard. What?
No, work hard. But
you know when people say that to you, though?
But work...
day, don't work so hard. What? Why?
I think when people say that, because I hear that a lot as well.
It pisses me off.
No, I don't like when they say that as well, because you don't know what I'm working for or what I have to do to get to where I want to get to. It's easy for you. You might be in a situation where you're more comfortable in the dream that you have. But if my dream is where it's at and I'm only halfway there, I still got the other half to do. But what I can't do is work myself into a grave before I get to that. And that can happen. Bro, how much older do you feel now in the 5 years that, 5 years? 5 years since the shop's been opened. From when you opened the new shop till now, how much older do you feel now?
I don't. I feel younger.
You are.
I'm not. I promise you,
brother. You were telling me when we sit in the chair, like some of the stuff that your body goes through with the food that you eat and how you train and so on.
I'm 35 years old, and
Yeah.
I feel like I am the best I've ever been, the best shape, the best fitness. And it was, again, I don't think that's to do with like work stuff. I feel like I've done stuff to help me.
Oh, you've changed your diet and stuff, and you're in the gym regularly. Yeah, I get that.
You're like, don't drink alcohol as much. I've cut out carbs, sugar. And I find all of that stuff has helped me. And I train a lot, and I feel all that's helped me improve me at work. I could do longer hours at work. I've got more energy. I feel more happier. So I feel the best version I've actually ever been at 35. It's
all right.
mad.
I reckon that works, and that's dope. What I do worry, though, is you physically feel good. Mentally, is it you have to be in work mode, or you have to be actively doing something?
Some self-achievement.
To not feel depressed
like
or low.
any self-achievement where even like sometimes I get Sunday or Monday off and I'll write a to-do list the night before. It could be anything. It could be anything of like, I don't post this picture or put money in the bank today or go fix my daughter's shelf that she ripped off last week. All these to-do lists, I feel like any sort of satisfaction, I can't just get up and do nothing and rest. I can't do that.
What if the list is full, like done? Like
then I can. I feel a self-achievement. I feel like, again, I can sit there satisfied, think, I've done everything today.
Does that ever happen though?
Majority of the time, yeah. I make it happen. Like today I had a to-do list of things to do. I had an acting audition. I had to put an acting audition together.
You had an audition?
Yeah. So
big up. I had a voiceover and I got an audition this week. So
I had an audition for a KFC advert.
Sick.
As a barber. And when my sheet came over, it said you have to act like a barber. You have to watch barbers how they hold clippers and how they hold a cut through. And I laughed at it. And I was like, if I don't get this job,
did you let them know you're actually a barber?
Well, my agent knows. So when KFC were asking for a barber, they were obviously looking for actors that can act like a barber, not get a real barber. So my agent was like, well, I've got one better. I've got a barber who's an actor.
Yeah.
So they've sent my stuff over.
You should have brought your clippers with you and everything as well.
So it was funny because my audition was with Shane. I had to cut Shane's hair, and while eating a chicken wrap while cutting his hair.
Yeah.
I'll show you, it's actually really funny. And they were really impressed with it. But yeah, I had that, and I had another audition today. So just little things. When I got a day off, I have a to-do list. If I don't, that's when mentally I go a bit like, I need to do something. It could be the most simplest task. It could be the most simplest, lay my bed in the morning or anything. Any tasks that I need to do, I write them all down. And once I've achieved every single one of them, at the end, it could be 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever. Once I've done them, I feel like, right, I've done my day. I've set out what I've set myself out for today.
Yeah.
And I can now switch off, and I can now spend time with my family or my friends. Or
I get that. I think I do get that. It's not the easiest to... I'm on the other side of that.
I'm happy with it, though. I'm so happy with it.
I'm sure you are, but you have to be happy when you're working. You just told me when you stop, you're like in a bad mood.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. You should see me on holiday. When I'm on holiday, I actually feel like I can't enjoy it. It takes me 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 days.
You might be away for 5 days. That's more than half the holiday.
Normally, when I get towards the end of the holiday, I feel like I want to extend my breaks. I'm like, now I'm enjoying it. But it takes me 3 to 4 days. Honestly, man. I'm messed up.
So you can, all right, can you see, I'm not going to say you're messed up. I won't talk down on you on that. But I'm saying when it comes to your state of mind, saying I'm not happy when I'm not doing something.
Yeah.
In the moments, especially when you're not supposed to, like being on holiday, bro.
I know.
That's the thing that I'm like, yo, you have to accept that there are times you're gonna have to slow down.
But is there something wrong with that?
Yes.
I think there's a lot of people that can relate.
Brother, you were sick. You were sick with tonsillitis and still said, I need to do something.
And that was my body saying, now you need to rest. And I rested.
You didn't. You went into the shop.
Resting if I feel great. Why? Why am I going to rest when I feel great?
You had tonsillitis. You didn't feel great. You were matched up and went into the shop.
That's what I'm saying. So I need to rest when I hit that moment when I'm ill. I'll rest because I'm forced to. But if I feel great and I feel fine and healthy and I'm having a rest day, nah, I can't do it.